Okay, so now we have talked about how to incorporate the watch, which is a great way to condition the dog to not react and lunge when it sees other dogs. However, when you're in the process of doing this, you might run across a dog that comes around a corner unexpectedly, or somebody come around a corner and there's a dog that's free and loose and running at you. You don't have time to sit and tell the dog to watch. So what we want to do is practice something called the U-turn. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hold the leash like this. Now a couple things, a little trick when you're walking your dog, if you want to stop your dog, sit. If you notice, when I was getting ready to stop, I communicated I was going to stop by running my hand down the leash. After a while, that kind of articulates the dog, we're getting ready to stop. Another thing you do is as you're before you stop, kind of lean back a little bit, buckle your knees. That'll cause the dog, and if you do that at the same time, then the dog starts to recognize that. So now when I turn, come here, a lot of people just pivot, and I'm going to show you, it's probably not going to work very well, and that's the whole point of the first time I'm going to show you. So I'm walking like this, and I just go, see how the dog's kind of hanging out over there? I'm going to have you make sure you see my feet for this part. So when I'm going to turn, I'm going to take a turn, first step, I'm turning perpendicular to my foot. Then I'm going to take my next step parallel to the foot. The third step, I'm going to go this way, and then I'm going to continue my walk. Now when you're doing this, you want to have a consistent gait. You don't want to just pivot. You kind of almost are marching in place. So I'll show you again. Now it's a little uncomfortable for the dog because this is the first time we've done it, but this helps the dog kind of see and articulate more of a U-turn as opposed to feeling just the leash go. All right, so what we want to do is I want to incorporate a treat to help the dog learn to U-turn. So what I'm going to do is, actually Nate, if you can come over here, you might have a little bit of a better spot and just keep the camera on me while you go. There we go. All right, so what I'm going to do is once I turn and get around the turn, maybe right here in the corner, I'm going to turn around, I'm going to reach, and I'm going to give the dog the treat as we're completing the U-turn. So we're going here, turn. So what you want to do is keep on practicing this when there are no dogs around. This is your plan B. If you're going around a corner and a dog pops up, you just immediately turn around and go the other direction. Now, we practice it enough. Turn. So after a while, the dog comes around that turn looking to get that treat. So I have it on my off hand. So my leash hand is here. This is where I'm going to do this. And again, we need to work on a soft mouth so we don't lose that, because if she's excited on the walk. So boom, parallel, boom, treat. So you shouldn't give the treat until you're going the opposite direction. So that is the U-turn, which is equally important, especially during the process of learning how to get your dog to look at you. All right, can we come over here? Let's do it over here. So I'm using this as a flash lure, or just really a lure. Sit. Just wanted to end with the dog in a heel position. So that is how we practice the U-turn, which we use in the interim while we're teaching our dog to do the watch.